Hey guys, the Greatlocs Masterclass is now only $25, and you get the locking bundle for free when you join the Masterclass now. Now this sale is only going to last till the 20th of December, and yes, that is in the year 2020 in case you're watching this in 2021. So make sure to join the Greatlocs Masterclass now, and I want to mention again, you get the locking bundle for free. And just to mention, this is a value of over $150, but you're getting it all for only $25. But wait, there's actually more. Greatlocs.com is doing a Christmas sale from the 20th to the 25th. This is our way of saying Merry Christmas. This is a huge sale. Everything on Greatlocs.com is going to be 40% off. Obviously besides the Greatlocs Masterclass, because that sale is going on this week. That's right guys, 40% off the entire site. So from the 20th to the 25th, make sure to order yourself some locking tools that'll help your dreadlocks get the way that you want them to be. But for now, just make sure to join the Greatlocs Masterclass because it is the best deal. Make sure to click the link down below and join now. Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to an episode of Greatlocs. I'm Gunther the Great, and today we're going to be taking a look at Playboi Carti's dreadlocks. This is an update video. I've made multiple videos on Playboi Carti. He has really interesting dreadlocks. I've liked his dreadlocks ever since the beginning. He has a semi-freeform style, and it's really interesting to see the progression of Playboi Carti's dreadlocks. This is one thing I really like about seeing people's dreadlocks publicly because you get to see the progress. And one thing that I noticed about his hair and Sway Lee's hair and the video I just did on YNWB Slime's hair is that they started out with a semi-freeform style. Now I know even the word semi-freeform was frowned upon since the beginning because a lot of people with freeform dreadlocks, which is literally doing nothing to your hair besides washing it, don't believe that people with semi-freeform dreadlocks deserve the same credit. And I'm not giving them the same credit. I'm not saying that they literally done nothing to allow their hair to develop on their own. I'm saying that they started out with kind of a freeform style with barely putting any maintenance whatsoever, and then kind of incorporating maintenance as time progresses. And I use the word semi-freeform just because it's more generalized and more people understand it. Hey, but I have a cool idea. Let's do a little competition in the comment section. Comment down below what you think we could start saying instead of semi-freeform. That could just be like a little phrase that we say on Greatlocs. So instead of semi-freeform, maybe something like half-maintained or half-tamed or something like that. Comment down below. And the comment with the most likes wins, and we'll start using it on this channel. But guys, Playboi Carti, let's start out with his hair type. We'll just do a quick little overview of what I told you already. He has a 4B hair type. Like I said, he has like a semi-freeform style of dreadlocks. Could have possibly started out with a sponge rub or even towel rub, and then went into maintenance afterward. One of the things we started seeing him do recently is the 2-strand twist. And also we've seen him bleach his hair all the way down to the roots, which is very uncommon for a lot of people, but we've also seen Young Thug do it as well. And we also seen Future do it. And what's very typical for a lot of people, same with Playboi Carti, is that his maintenance kind of follows up the hairstyle which he does, which is the 2-strand twist. And we'll get into that a little bit later on this video. Now with Playboi Carti, I feel like we're gonna see a lot of changes with his hair, especially in these upcoming months and within this next year as well. And the reason being is because he started out with some sort of freeform style. I use that very loosely because freeform is completely doing nothing to your hair besides washing it, which a lot of people say, like, you know, you can start freeform dreadlocks with using a sponge or using a towel or just twisting it and then letting it go afterwards, or doing 2-strand twists or doing braids and letting it go. And that is like what I said in the beginning, semi-freeform. But I know you guys are commenting down below what we can change that into. But essentially he started out with a very loose method, I guess we could say it that way, where his hair had a freeform look, which a freeform look is accompanied by, you know, skinny dreadlocks partnered with thick dreadlocks or Congos or very loose roots, not very maintained. And that's generally what freeform dreadlocks look like. And what's really cool to see is how he started to maintain his dreadlocks. Now, going from freeform all the way to a maintained look, especially with going a 2-strand twist, and with him doing, you know, twisting with gel now with maintenance, there can be a lot of damage that can be done when it comes to separating and then going into maintenance. So that's one thing to consider. If you have freeform dreadlocks and you want to start maintaining your hair, I would say don't let your hair get too far into freeform, because essentially what freeform will do is all the skinny dreadlocks get partnered into the thicker dreadlocks. And that just constantly happens until all of it is eventually one big dreadlock or one big Congo, which always happens. If you do no separation whatsoever, all your hair will combine unto full maturity. Obviously, once your hair is fully mature, say a dreadlock is fully mature, then it won't combine into another dreadlock because it doesn't have frizzy hair standing out of it. Now, mind you, it does take a long time for hair to fully mature. Although your hair might not be unlockable per se, it still has maturing to do. Even if you're 5 years in, even if you're 10 years in, your hair will always constantly be maturing because your hair is constantly growing. So the roots always have to be maturing. That's the thing about freeform. If the roots are growing out and you're not doing any separation, they're gonna want to grow in together. So that's how you get Congos, that's how you get wicks, that's how you get thick dreadlocks. But no, Skinny dreadlocks always want to combine into thicker dreadlocks. So with that being said, if you go in and try to separate, you're not going to have the integrity of both of those dreadlocks. Say you're separating two dreadlocks, some of the hair from one dreadlock will go into the other, some of the hair from the other will go into the opposite. So what I mean is, when you're separating the dreadlocks, you're going to have uneven roots. And the thing that sucks about that is that one root is going to be skinnier than how it originally was. And what I meant by it losing its integrity is it's not going to be as strong as it was. Not necessarily unhealthy, it just has the risk of falling out if it continues to thin out. So let me circle back around. Don't wait too long, don't let your hair get too far into freeform if you plan on maintaining it one day. And the cool thing about it is if you maintain it and you want to go back to freeform, all you have to do is stop maintaining your hair, and your hair will eventually get back to freeform. So that's semi-freeform in a nutshell. But a new thing that we've seen with Playboi Carti is that he dyed his hair red, which is very interesting. I mean, we've seen the red hair on Lil Uzi Vert, we've seen the red hair on Lil Pump, we've even seen the red hair on Trippie Redd. So it is a very typical color, and it's a very interesting color just because it's so vibrant and bright. And even from a color theory standpoint, red is the most noticeable color to the eye. So when you see colors like yellow or green or brown or even blue, they're more natural colors because you have the blue sky, you have brown wood, you have green grass, you have the yellow sun. These are all natural colors that you typically see on the daily, but when you see a rose, it stands out because it's red. Or if you see a red car, it stands out because it's red, because things typically aren't red. That's why ladybugs are so significant. That's why red hair is so significant. And that's what makes Playboi Carti's dreadlocks so significant. So there's just a tip for you. If you want to stand out, wear red. And believe it or not, just a side note, red cars get pulled over more just because they're more noticeable. I feel like I'm getting really deep into color theory, but have you ever noticed how caution signs are red? Or even like order now buttons are red just because they want them to stand out. But that is super besides the point. But it's really cool to see that he chose that color because it's so noticeable and it makes you stand out completely. And he's still rocking the 2-strand twist. And if you take a close look, his hair has lost a little bit of its integrity, like how I mentioned earlier with doing separation, but it's completely fine. And like how I mentioned earlier on in this video, that I feel like his hair is going to take an awesome turn, especially in 2021. Or in these next few months, just because I feel like he might be going back into semi-freeform. Or in other words, he might be going back into not doing much maintenance. And I feel like everybody who comes out of the semi-freeform route typically does very light maintenance, even if they are maintaining their hair. Like me, for instance, on my first set of dreadlocks, I did do semi-freeform. I started out with towel rub and then eventually went into all these other methods. But then after that, I just let it go. I didn't do anything to it. I had a bunch of Congos afterwards from not maintaining. And then, you know, I just did a little bit of separation here and there. But that's typically what I see people with semi-freeform. They hardly do any maintenance if there is any. It's usually just separation and maybe a little bit of twisting here and there, or maybe hairstyles. And the cool thing we see with Playboi Carti is something to learn is that he does maintenance methods that are actually hairstyles, like the 2-strand twist, that's maintenance method. Or even braiding his hair, that's a maintenance method as well. But they're maintenance methods that are actually tied into a hairstyle, which makes it a whole lot easier because you can wear it in public, you don't have clips in your hair. That's what makes it a whole lot easier. So if you want to find a way to do maintenance on your hair but turn it into a style, do a hairstyle maintenance method. Like braiding the hair or 2-strand twist. It just turns out a whole lot better, and it's easier to go about your business with a hairstyle versus clips in your hair, doing twisting with gel and so on and so forth. But you guys, that's pretty much an update on Playboi Carti's dreadlocks. If you want to see another video of someone else, make sure to comment their name down below. And when I see more comments of one person in the comment section, that's who I typically make a video on. So make sure to comment down below who you want to see. And then also, if you've seen someone who commented what you already want to see, comment it again, because then I will gravitate to making that video. So guys, that's today's video, and don't forget the sale that's going on Greatlocs.com, so make sure to click the link down below. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.